Well, tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of NBC News firing Matt Lauer. That, of course, followed allegations of sexual harassment by the Today Show host.
For the moment, all we can say is that we are heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for Matt. He is my dear, dear friend and my partner, and he is beloved by many, many people here. And I'm heartbroken for the brave colleague who came forward to tell her story, and any other women who have their own stories to tell.
It was a huge story, as you remember. NBC said it would fix itself after the scandal, get to the bottom of what happened and prevent it from happening again. Did they do that? Linda Vestra has been following this very carefully ever since. She's a philanthropist, a filmmaker, and a former network news anchor, including here. Her group has a full-page ad running in the New York Times tomorrow morning, also a piece on the FoxNews.com opinion section, published just minutes ago, which is definitely worth reading. Linda Vestra joins us. Linda, thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
So one of the reasons I'm grateful that you're bringing this to public attention is that there was supposed to be an investigation, a public investigation, from which we could all learn, what happened. And I sort of wonder, where is it?
Well, they published results of this so-called investigation, but the truth wasn't in there, because at least six women who were victimized by Matt Lauer, this according to them telling me personally or people close to them confirming to me, were never interviewed. And they had damaging details about Lauer and about others in management who allegedly protected them. Nothing happened. They weren't spoken to properly. That also means, there are 4 members who are on-air talent who worked closely with Matt, who were never interviewed. They, too, had important information, and I believe the network knew it, that not only implicated Matt, but implicated other men in positions of power at NBC News, and that never got investigated. There has to be a question about why that didn't get out. Why did Andy Lack, the chairman of NBC News, not let this get out? Is it because he himself has a history of reported sexual misconduct in the workplace in the past, and so he himself is guilty? Or is it because he just wanted to protect other high-profile men at the company? He cares more about the bottom line, doesn't really care about the women whose lives and careers and reputations are being destroyed. He just cares about the money and the men he wants to protect.
But this is part of, NBC is part of a large publicly traded company, Comcast.
That's right.
And you would think they would have an interest in getting to the bottom of this. Why haven't they?
It is long overdue that the Comcast board of directors get involved. You're right. They are directors of a publicly traded company. They are answerable to shareholders. They are answerable to the public. This is a broadcaster that is regulated by the FCC. So these board of directors, they cannot get away with burying their heads in the sand. These are real women whose lives and careers and reputations are being destroyed. They can't ignore them. Comcast just put out a Twitter handle yesterday that said Comcast cares. Well, does it really? The directors need to make it their business to get involved, to investigate all of the alleged predators at NBC News, not just Matt Lauer, not just Tom Brokaw, who assaulted and harassed me, but the many, many others. And they need to get to the bottom of it. They need to publish the findings, and they need to clean out what's wrong at NBC News and really be a beacon as a journalistic organization should be.
You mentioned Andy Lack, who runs it, and
Right.
suggested that he himself ought to be investigated. Has he been?
Yes.
And
No.
Do you think there's evidence that he ought to be the subject of an investigation?
I know of 2 particular victims of his. Both have been interviewed by reporters, and I know of a member of CBS News management who was involved in both of those cases who confirmed that to me. So yes, that exists, and it's also been in print. I mean, this is out in the news, and what is shocking to me is that it's easily findable. You could Google this. And does NBC Universal and Comcast just not care? Does Steve Burke, Andy Lack's boss, did he know about this and just not care that he had an alleged, I would say, predator running the news division? Does Brian Roberts not care? It was founded as, Comcast was founded as a family company. Tell me how that is a family company when women are being abused and being silenced. And these non-disclosure agreements and forced arbitration are literally choking their very voices off and preventing them from speaking. How fair, moral, and ethical is that? This is a news organization. They should do much better.
Well, the fact that Andy Lack has been accused of that, who's running it, is shocking. Can you, very quickly, can you give us a sense of the time frame on those allegations against Andy Lack?
They were in the 80s, I am told, by the people who were knowledgeable about this, when he was executive producer at West 57th at CBS.
Amazing story. NBC ought to be leading the charge to get to the truth, but they're not.
They
You said
should.
you are. Linda Vester, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.